Office tour? Office tour 2024. Man, the office has changed a lot in the last year. I thought I loved it where it was at. I thought that was where it was going to stay. But then I realized what could change and what could be better. And so we adjusted, and I have so many stories that I'm probably going to have to cut out just to keep this video short enough. But man, the new office space is fantastic. So the biggest change for the office between this year and last year is, honestly, there's a lot of changes actually. I don't know why I say that. So we'll start with the beginning. Most easiest was we moved the couch. We moved the couch. It used to be where the TV is over there, and now we put it under the logo, and we moved the TV over there, and we'll talk about that later. I didn't like where the TV was. It always sat too low. It was always uncomfortable to play games. You were looking down like this, and you're like, it just wasn't great. And on this other wall, we have a window, and well, I had an idea, and Jordan helped me out with this. Shout out to Jordan. He's actually taking care of the kiddo right now and helped me fix my busted dryer. But I had an idea to put in basically a wall support and fill in the window. Now, we put it in to where we could easily take it out and still have the window. We didn't knock the window out because I didn't want to do that. I wanted the window in case this becomes an actual bedroom one day for kids. And so we built a fake wall, or I say a fake wall. We put in studs. Several studs and top support, and then mounted the TV into the window basically. All the consoles hook up like they did last year. The only big upgrade for the consoles was I found a PS5 Slim. The PS5 Pro, the PS4 Pro has been kind of acting up, and so I was like, I found one for $250, so I snagged it. Another big upgrade is now all the consoles are hooked into a 4K 120 FPS HDMI board, or switchboard, whatever you want to call it. But the big deal with that is I can now have that go into a 4K capture card, and I can have 4K 120 hertz pass through for my monitor. So if I play like R6 on console, I still have 120 FPS. They also go into an HDMI splitter, so I have a splitter tucked in somewhere over there. And that splitter basically makes it to where it's a 4K 120 hertz splitter. That way we don't have to turn on the PC, one of the streaming PC. If we just want to play games with friends or family, we can just turn on the console and turn on the TV, and we're good to go. So going off the HDMI's capture card and everything, we'll move on to the next big thing. The big upgrade that happened this year is we got a new PC. The gaming PC has a EVGA 3070. A 10th gen i9. It has 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, 2 terabyte SSDs, and a hard drive backup for my mods, for whenever I do modded gameplay. The stream PC is a little bit beefier, and I got all the parts pretty cheap. I found an RTX 4070 for very cheap, for about $280, brand new on sale. It's got a 13th gen i9 for the CPU. It has 64 gigs of RAM DDR5, and it has a 4 terabyte high-speed hard drive for editing. I'm going to be looking at getting another 4 terabyte SSD, and also has a M.2 drive and whatnot on it, and a couple other things. Has a fancy fan, cooler system. I'm starting to go all to air cooled and not going much on water cool anymore with AIOs, because I've had them fail in the past. So I've gone back to air cooled because it's just more, it's higher maintenance, but it still has really great performance for what I need. So the biggest upgrade probably this year has been the PC upgrade. Shout out to Akari for buying several parts for the PC from my Amazon wishlist. In total, including the cost for the parts that Akari bought, I was able to build this high-end PC for about $1,800, which is a steal. Really good deal, really awesome that I was able to do that this year. The old gaming PC was starting to go out a little bit. Also with the streaming PC, we have 3 capture cards. We have a 4K 120 FPS capture card for the consoles, and then an HD60 Pro capture card for the gaming PC. And the way I do that, and you can find tutorials, is basically I run 2 displays out from the gaming PC. One display is from the HDMI out of the card of the gaming PC, and it goes into the capture card, and then the other is a display port that goes to my primary PC, and then I just mirror or duplicate the screens. So that's the way it's the same screen between both things. Speaking of cameras that go into the Camlink Pro, right now I'm filming off of my main camera that's normally up there, and it kind of just stays there. It's for when I'm painting, or for if I want to get like a behind the scenes camera view, which I normally don't do, but maybe I should, I don't know. But we have the Canon T7i that I'm holding right now. We have for the couch, we have a Sony A5000. Sony A5000 is a really solid budget, like really budget DSLR camera. You have to do some cropping and finagling with it because you can't turn the display information off for the capture, but really solid camera for the $100 that I paid for it, and it's for the couch, so it works really good. And then the main camera for streaming is the classic Sony A6000 back there, and then all those route to the Camlink, and the Camlink Pro can capture all 3 cameras that I have at one time with no delay, and it's great. So it's pretty awesome, you know, it's pretty cool. We also updated the infrastructure of our audio input and all of our devices here. So this is a Mackie DLZ Creator. It doesn't do everything the way I thought it was gonna do, but it still works pretty good for what I need. It's actually kind of over the top for what I need, but I got a good deal on it, and I was able to get in with the Mackie Creator program for a little while before they changed and sold to Rode. Along with the soundboard, I also found a bunch of used Audio-Technica lapel setups. You can see there, I've gotten 5 total lapel mics now, 4 Audio-Technica lapel setups. They're transmitters and receivers for probably a total of like $200, $300. So really cheap. Normally one Audio-Technica thing brand new is about $300, and I was able to get all 4 of them for $300, and they're in really solid shape. Their base, one of them looks like it was never used. The other one's a little cosmetically, but it still works fantastic. I got the lapel mics so that way we could have people at the couch and we could just mic them up and it'd be really easy. I used to have shotgun mics dangling in front of the couch. It wasn't worth it. I wish I didn't do that. Also, the lapel mics are for when we get back into D&D streams. We can have everybody mic'd up at the table with no issues and not worrying about using a shotgun mic anymore, because that was a nightmare. Nothing else really changed at the desk besides getting a Stream Deck Plus, so that way I could simplify my audio setup, and the audio setup is very simplified, so that way if it breaks, it's easy to fix. But really nothing else really changed at the desk. Same headset, same keyboard, mouse as last year. Really great. Love my Razer Tartarus for editing and for gaming. It's a one-handed keyboard that you can program. It's elite. It's dope. I recommend it for editors if you ever want to do that. Also, you saw the baby monitor. That's for if the kiddo's taking a nap, I can edit, or I can record, all that good stuff while he's napping. We have the corner of shame. We don't talk about it. Of course, y'all know from last year, the coffee table. Don't mind the lens. I changed lenses for this. Oh. So the coffee table inside has all the controllers and games for all the consoles behind me. It's just a nice storage setup and system. One of the bigger changes is the painting corner. Now, the painting corner, I really buffed it up this year. I wanted a smaller footprint while painting. I had the easel in here last year, and it just took up so much space. It felt so cramped and crowded to have the easel in here. So what I did was I got myself a TV mount for the wall, and I mounted the bad boy to the back of my easel, to the top of the easel to hold the canvases. And it was a little shaky. Oop, knock something off. It was a little shaky, so I got some like hydraulic lifters to keep it from being super shaky, and it's great. Also got a couple of things for storage back there, as you can see. We got a pegboard for all the paints. It's just nice, you know. It just feels nice. It feels professional. It feels comfortable to paint here. And I got like my palette over here on the edge on a hook. I got a back table that I attached to my trash can where I beat the devil out of my brushes. You know, it's a really nice, compact painting corner. I'm really proud of it. I honestly am very, very proud of it. I'm glad it turned out so good. Lighting's pretty simple. We got the 2 Elgato key lights up there. We got a big old key light up there. And then I bought Akari bought these, some cheap big fill lights to help fill in the room a little bit. It gets pretty bright. It helps with this camera, especially whenever it's like way back there, hooked up, and then, you know, it's capturing an image from so far away in a darker room. It's not daylight in here, so it helps to have some extra light for that. We don't talk about the closet. One of the ways that the system works for having the couch over here and having the TV back over there, or moving the TV and the couch, was basically we took the door off the hinges, and then I got that curtain and curtain rod, and now it's aesthetic. Anyway, it's just overflow junk that I need to clean up, and yeah, canvases are up there. Buy a painting. I'm actually, a great time to plug this, I'm actually going to be putting some of my paintings on sale. So not the prints won't go on sale because they're pretty cheap already, and I barely make anything off the prints. But my primary canvases, my originals, are about to go on sale. So if you're interested in that, check out my merch. Link in the description down below. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, it's a pretty quick and dirty setup tour. If you want to see something a little bit more slowed down and in depth, you can look at last year's. I just know that I've been trying to keep an update of the setup every year, so because people find it interesting. If you have any questions over any gear, or what gear you would like, or what would be best if you're first starting off as a streamer or content creator, comment down below asking, or DM me, email me, whatever, however you need to get in contact with me. This is a setup that I've taken 5.5 years to put together. The first couple of years that I streamed, I did it part-time, and so I was pouring a lot of my money into the setup, and then basically using whatever income I got to give away stuff the first couple of years, first 2.5 years, 3 years that I streamed. And the last few years, when tech breaks or is getting close to breaking, we go for upgrades. And most of the time, I try to shop deals. I try to get the stuff as cheap as I can, but the best gear that I can. I will go used on some electronics, but not all. I'm very picky with my used products. And so hopefully, you know, the whole point of this setup tour isn't to like brag. It's the reverse, actually. It's to just say how blessed I am and how awesome it is to have the community I have that supports me up and has bought parts for my PCs, not just Akari. You've got everybody. Whenever my graphics card died years ago, and graphics cards were like quadruple the price, like a 3070 was like $700. Okay, it was crazy. And so many people pitched in for me to get a new graphics card because mine had died. Whenever I sell a painting, part of the cost goes to cover shipping Bibles and getting Bibles made. The other part of the cost would go for upgrades if we were needing upgrades. And so I'm very, very frugal, and I try not to spend money. Like one of the big things that happened for beginners, this monitor is new. I had a monitor given to me by a viewer. They gave me their old setup. It was several years old, but the monitor was still really solid. The monitor started going on the fritz, and I had to order one, and I needed the one to fit my needs was about $350, and that was a huge hit to the wallet. And so it was one of those things where I'm glad I had funds saved up, but at the same time, I really try not to do upgrades. A lot of this stuff I buy cheap. I find deals, we fundraise for, I ask for it for a Christmas gift or a birthday gift, and try to keep the funds that come into the stream or the YouTube channel to give back to the community or to pay for bills. Because that's where most of my money goes, is to bills right now. It'd be like that. Anyway, if you have any questions about anything in the room, again, you can go look at last year's video. I'll have it linked in the description, or I'll have it pinned somewhere. You'll see it. And you can go check out last year's. But yeah, setup 2024. We need to update these names. We have to add like 12 names to this. We need to do that on stream soon. But thank everybody so much for watching. Thank everybody who supports me up. And don't forget, I love you all. And you're blessed. And be the best people that y'all can be.